Give us your take on what's happening on the street there. Does Chicago need the National Guard to keep streets safe?
Chicago does not need the National Guard. Chicago could use gun violence intervention funding that he's seen fit to claw back from agencies that were promised funding. And he was so worried about crime, he wouldn't have shut down the Office of Gun Violence Prevention on day 1 or 2 of his presidency. The stats are the stats. Crime has gone down. No one has said there's no more crime, but Chicago is working on it, and they've been working on it. And we're seeing the proof of them working on it. Crime has gone down. It's not eliminated, but it's gone down.
Mm-hmm. That's certainly the case according to Chicago's own crime tracker. I'm looking at it right now. It's got crime down in all categories from this time last year. Do you believe, though, that's a total representation of what's happening in Chicago?
I do. I mean, I don't think the mayor or anybody else, the police superintendent, is trying to say, there's not more work to do. There is more work to do. Any crime is too much crime. But he's pointing to all Democratic cities, and I would say all Democratic cities that have black mayors on top of it is just part of his, scheme of fear, racism, and division.
Well, you know what a lot of Republicans are saying right now, and I've been hearing this since before Chicago was part of the conversation, is that this is a win politically for Republicans, that the whole point of this is for Donald Trump to get Democrats like you to push back on this idea, to reinforce the idea that Democrats are soft on crime. Congresswoman, how would you react to that?
Well, we're not soft on crime. We just have other ways to deal with it. Again, crime has gone down.
Do you think that's what's actually happening, though? Is this an effort to try to make you look soft on crime?
I'm sure they're going to try everything they can do because they know they're on their way to losing in November 2026, and he doesn't want to give up his kingdom. So that's what this is all about. And we just have to keep speaking the truth and also do everything we can do to decrease crime in all of our cities. But there's a lot of proof that red states have crime too, a lot of crime.
He was actually asked today if he would send National Guard troops into cities in red states, suggesting he said that there aren't many of them, but that he would, in fact. You started talking about the funding that you need, though, to pursue crime programs in Chicago. What are the proven methods that you're referring to?
Well, you can look at, people talk about CRED. I can name a lot of organizations people, have not heard of. Good Kids Mad City, Polished Pebbles. There's a lot of different there's a lot of different programs that work to kids off the block, to keep kids off the street, to give kids hope, to give kids positive things, to do proven methods of gun violence prevention. It doesn't stop everything, it doesn't stop every murder, every, homicide, or, programs to stop suicide. But there's definitely improvements, and those are improvements all around the United States, not just in Chicago.
Where are the guns coming from, Congresswoman? Illinois, of course, has very strict gun laws, so they're coming from out of state. Can they be stopped at the border? How do you address that?
Well, when we passed the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, my part of it was the trafficking and straw purchasing, because every time I went to D.C., people would say that Chicago has the toughest gun laws, but if no one else around us has tough gun laws, that makes it very hard. And if you take the resources away from alcohol, tobacco, and firearm, who, go to the gun stores, whose job it is to track guns, it's difficult to do that. I believe since I've been in Congress the last 12 years, Indiana has made it even easier to buy a gun, as other places have around the United States. So, our guns come from Indiana. I would venture to say they're coming from, some of the southern states. And I know in New York, they talk about, their guns coming up from the southern states also. But we're kind of like an oasis. At least, New York has New Jersey and Connecticut, but we're an oasis in many, many ways.
I want to ask you, we only have a minute left, Congresswoman, about no cash bail, because the president signed an EO today ending that practice, aimed to at least. Your state of Illinois was the first in the nation to pass a cashless bail law. What does Donald Trump not understand?
He doesn't understand that this gives judges the discretion, more discretion to make that decision. They can say no if they think it's someone that will, go out and be violent. They're too risky. But if, they have nothing in their past, or the judge feels that, they'll be safe and it's okay to, let them out, they have that discretion. So, but Donald Trump doesn't care. Again, this is part of his, fear. This is part of his distraction from other things going on in the world, or other things going on in the United States. Like he said, he would lower prices. That hasn't happened. So these are all distractions.